Hey guys, so Lord here, back again with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Masterverse new Eternia! Fisto, the most powerful fist in the universe. Okay, kind of a weird title to give yourself, but whatever works for you, buddy. That said, this course brought to us by the fine folks over at Mattel, as well as my semi-local Walmart, which, by the way, shout out to my semi-local Walmart for actually having stuff this holiday season. They have been firing on all cylinders with some new releases lately, and I, for one, am here for it. I miss being able to find stuff at Walmart. This is the Walmart I used to work by, not at. I would never work there, but I did used to work at a store located not too far from it. So, with that being said, it's time now that we move right along and cut right to the chase, get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all this version of good old Fisto has to offer in terms of accessories, starting off with a singular fist hand, because he does have the fiery fist of pain on the other side there. He does also have an alternate head, a more standard looking head, which, if this had the crown on it, I'd probably use it. That said, despite the stupid looking man bun thing on this one, I'm probably going to rock this head sculpt instead, just because it's different, and I don't mind the Revelation one that much, so I'm just going to keep that one as is. That said, as far as his other accessories, he does come with a pirate sword. Interesting choice of design there, but he does have it. Then he's got this big son of a gun. This thing is awesome. And not for nothing, you can pop it off the hilt. Or, you can do it. You can pop the ends off, so this big kind of mace piece. And this big old spike here. It's not easy. There you go. This big old spike piece. And swap it onto his arm where his fist is. That said, in the hammer, like, head itself, there is a little peg, like the ones on these. So I imagine you could plug the whole hammer into his arm, if you wanted to. That said, why don't we look at that right quick, because here is the fiery Fisto Pain. You can see he's got a bit of stridor in his arm there. Look at my horse arm. My horse arm's amazing. But there is his giant fiery Fisto Pain right there. If we pull this out, a little easier to get a grip on that too, by the way. You can see it's got the same style peg, so you can totally swap pieces from the hammer onto the arm. Very tight though. Careful with that. But when he's not giving you knuckle sandwiches, I guess that's better than being Coon Blast. He can beat you to death with a hammer or chop you up with a sword. So, you know, pick your poison with this guy. He don't give a crap. So as far as his articulation goes, his head is very limited because of the shape of the hair and the beard. So looking side to side is not much. It's just not. You can look up and down a little bit, but again, you're going to be limited. I had to heat this up to get this off, by the way, so word of the wise. As far as this arm goes, it can rotate. I did have to heat up the torso to get it to move along with the arms too. But you can rotate the shoulder around. You know, hinge up both sides. He's got a bicep swivel on this side. He's got a single jointed elbow, which doesn't even give you 90, so that kind of sucks, but whatever. His gauntlet does twist. I don't know if that pops off. That's a very tight fit. but the fist does rotate as well, and that's obviously removable. On this side, you get the same articulation. It's just you get the double elbow instead of the single. Which really, it gets a lot of range out of that sucker. Straightening that out. He does also have a swivel in the wrist with a hinge. That works just fine. You get your waist twist. I say that because trying to get the upper torso to move, kind of impossible if you look at it. Hips, he's got the drop downs, which I am not the biggest fan of, but you know, everyone loves kissing that thing's butt, so more power to you, I guess. You can kick out, you can kick down, you can kick forward, you can kick back. Good range on the hips otherwise. I will say I did have to tighten this hip up. If you remember my Battle Armor Skeletor review before Halloweenist there, his leg was kind of loose. His was as well. I think his was probably a little looser. But now, as you can see, it is exceptional. Not the best thing ever, but not the worst. It's definitely not floppy loose anymore. So, there you go. He's got a thigh cut, double knee, that works fine. He's got a boot cut, if I can show it actually. And then he's got a hinge in the foot with a rocker and peg holes at the bottom of the feet. And that's your lot. Very cool figure, definitely top Masterverse of the year. Quality, I think. Again, the man bun I might have to deduct points for, but there's nothing inherently wrong with that, I suppose. It just looks kind of funky. I'd rather he just had long hair or something like a heavy metal guy, but either way. Slip the sword on the back. The little loop-de-loop there. And I like that they made his armor more like, it's got shoulder pads here. I think that looks a lot cooler than just a weird bolted collar. But that's just me. Let's see if I can't pop that in there. There you go. Looks great. I love the way this guy came out. A little bit more than I anticipated, really. That's Overlord Productions for you. And that is this version of Fisto in a nutshell. So, very awesome release. I like him a little more than the Flying Fist He-Man we took a look at yesterday. And for a Flying Fist He-Man, that was a decent figure. So, with that being said, it is time now that we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here's good old Fisto alongside his quote-unquote brother-in-arms, Duncan, aka Man-at-Arms, as well as his arch-nemesis, except maybe in this case because is Jitsu a good guy now? That's kind of lame. But either way, we got Jitsu too, with his big old blinged-out karate chop hand, and I think Fisto looks great with these two. One thing that I think the new Eternia subline does in Masterverse is mesh well together with itself. It looks really good when you have a bunch of them together like this. So, hats off to Mattel for that one. I really like how these guys look together. Getting them out of the way. It's crazy to think that Jitsu is 2 years old and Man-at-Arms is a year old now. Like, what is time anymore? Time. Like that old, stupid 70s song. It's way too long. Either way, got our two regulars, the Mythic Legions by the Mandibilith, right there. And the Infamous, and way too far away. Okay, 11 Spawn, who is about neck and neck with good old Fisto here, if you don't count his stupid, ridiculous looking man bun thing. So, with that being said, it's time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and aside from needing to fix the leg on mine, again, I just needed to heat warp that sucker to tighten it up a bit. It was a little loosey-goosey. out the packaging. I have to say that good old Fisto here is a fine addition to the new Eternia subline of fine folks over at Mattel's Masterverse line. If you are looking for the most powerful fist in the universe to add to your Masterverse collection, then look no further than this version of good old Fisto here. While I like the Revelation one, you know, it had the die-cast fist and everything, this one blows it out of the water. There's no contest. A, it's got the upgraded torso articulation, and B, I think the design is just a little bit better, in my opinion. Anyways, that said, could have done without the man bun ponytail thing. I mean, really? What time are we living in again? So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.